Nobody ever warns you when you're a single parent of a teenage daughter.
So that was a lie.
How hard it's going to be when your only baby starts to go out on her own and doing things and leaving you home. And nobody ever warned you how hard it's actually going to be when you're actually by yourself. Life becomes a little bit more lonesome. And especially when you have friends that are just not in the same mindset as you. They're off doing their own thing, and you're literally left in the dust. It doesn't matter how hard your daughter tells you that she loves you. She's still off making memories of her own. And you can love them so much for that. But all you're left with is an empty house. And nobody ever warned you how hard it would be. Nobody ever warned.
Okay. This is what I've been trying to warn women about in my videos. The fire that they keep playing with on a daily basis. I see a legion of young women echoing the same thing day in, day out on TikTok. The perfect man doesn't fall into my lap. I'll be okay dying alone. Look at this lady in this video. She's lucky that she at least had a kid. Just imagine if she didn't have a kid. I see women saying they don't want to be mothers, they don't want families, not realizing how lonely the world can get as you age if you don't build in your prime. Don't waste your 20s partying, trying to live it up. It's a waste. You have a biological time clock to create the best family you can. The older you get, the less chance of you finding that dream guy. The older you get, the harder it gets for you to reproduce. Don't doom your future because you fell for propaganda. On to the comment section. Sending all love, mama. Thanks for you taking time to be this vulnerable. Enjoy your time with her, please. I found my daughter deceased in 2022. Her little guy had just turned 6 2 weeks before. He was with his dead mommy for 3 days before we found her. Hugs and love to you. My condolences. Hey mama, it gets easier as time goes on. This era is called you. It's time for you to find you. It's the hardest of hard, but you are worth it. You need to make some new memories and do you. Yeah, it's nice and all that you said that, but comfort in lies. She needs reality at this point. She needs to be told that she needs to get out there and find a husband. She's relatively still young, so I think she can still do it. That's what she really needs to hear. On to the next one.
Most husbands hate their wives. They do.
Huh?
I
That's actually false, but continue.
danced for 4 years. I stripped for 4 years. I danced from 2011 to 2015. I know everything there is to know about men, okay? I've never been naive to the bullshit. I found out male nature for what it was at 19 years old. Never been married before. Don't want to ever be married. Don't ever want to have children. I've just seen too much. I know men too much. My father has also been very honest with me about about male nature, and just with him being honest, just with his own lifestyle, and just how he operates as a man, and even the men that he surrounds himself around, how they operate. And one thing that I noticed at the strip club is that all the married men would trauma dump on me about their wives, how they weren't attracted to their wives anymore. A lot of them lose attraction for their wives after they have children. They start to feel very neglected after their wife has children, and a lot of them complained about how their wives let themselves go. They're fat, they're overweight, they don't look as pretty anymore. They bicker a lot, they fight a lot, they nag a lot, they complain a lot. And I think that this is very important information for a lot of women to understand and know, because I just did a video about this. But too many women believe that because their husband hasn't left them, that their husband likes them. And that couldn't be any further than the truth. This is why most of the demographic of, men that are buying escorts and OnlyFans and stuff like that, most of them are married. Most of I always joke around and I always say, there's no man more single than a married man. And the reason why men that are married cheat so much is because they were sold a dream too. They were, through patriarchy, they were sold a dream too. And they were sold a dream that they were going to get all their needs met from one woman. They were going to get their emotional, their sexual, the domestic things taken care of. They were told that they just needed one woman to do that. And then they quickly realized that that's not the case. And we also have to realize that internally, men struggle a lot. Men don't know how to emotionally regulate on their own. They have to have a woman to help them feel comfortable to, emotionally regulate. And so men realize that the vessel can never be filled. The vessel is going to be, it's insatiable. It's insatiable, the need that they have for women and multiple women. And a lot of them don't like their wives. A lot of them don't. Most of them are just tolerating it. They're just tolerating their wife in a marriage because they still get some benefit. They still get some benefit. And also a lot of men suffer from male character syndrome. A lot of them, they don't want to be the one to bite the bullet to get a divorce because they don't want to be seen as the bad guy. They rather just have the wife file for divorce and be the one that can just take the heat for breaking up the family. But
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
that is one thing that stripping taught me about men, and that's one reason why I would never get married. If you really were to be a fly on the wall with men and their conversations about women and the conversations about their wives, a lot of women would change their tune on how they view marriage, because I can guarantee you that men aren't viewing it the same way as you. Men aren't, they're saying like, oh, I just fell in love with her and like that's the reason. No, like that's just their politically correct answer. That's just the answer that they have to give so that it will be palatable for people. But when the doors are closed, when the mics are off, when the cameras aren't rolling, and they're in a safe space, they're not saying that that's the reason why they even married the woman in the first place. It's because of something that they're benefiting from in some way, shape, or form. It has nothing to do with the actual woman herself. I'm gonna make a series of these videos about.
Okay, so she's basing her whole perception on men on the men that she's seen attend strip clubs while being the stripper. It's like me labeling all women a certain way based off the girls I've seen in the strip club. Dumb, right? Only 15% of men attend strip clubs in the past 12 months, according to ABC. A small minority of men has shifted her whole perception of all men. Maybe your experience has made you mentally ill. No? Ma'am, you're a sex worker. The reason why you don't want kids or get married is not because of men. It's because you're damaged. And who's going to want to build with you? So now you're coping. Okay? Instead of taking accountability for the life choices, you're on TikTok trying to get women not to interact with men. Think about that. She's nihilistic. She wants the whole human race to go extinct. No more families. Let's just stop the whole process because men are bad. Ladies, if you take advice from a sex worker, I don't know what to tell you. Her life experience should tell you enough. Don't do sex work ever or take advice from sex workers. Their perception of life is warped and is dark in such a demented way. Don't do it. On to the comment section. I danced from 20 to 28, and the things I've experienced and witnessed in the club changed my brain chemistry forever. People call me crazy when I tell them there's not one man alive I'll ever trust or believe. But you just said it changed your whole brain chemistry. You weren't supposed to be exposed to such levels of debauchery like that at a young age. Your whole perception is warped. But then now you don't trust men and that's the standard? How about you look at yourself and your choices? You damaged your own brain. You need help. There are good men in the world. You were in a certain place, so you ran into those certain people. Never give up on yourself. Love is very much real, rare. Yes, but it's real. Yeah, this lady gets it. You damaged yourself, lady. You became a sex worker. You've seen all the bad stuff about life, and now it's ruined you. And now you're trying to warn other women about what? Men in the strip club or all men? There's two different things. Okay? Men that go to strip clubs are just different type of men. Majority of men don't even think about going to a place like that. Okay? I gained 20 pounds and know I let myself go. And don't expect my husband to be attracted to me, but so long as we continue taking care of each other, I'm not that attracted to him anymore either. Hey, well, when you get older, it's not about the attraction levels physically. It's more about the spiritual and the spiritual and the emotional connection that you've built throughout the years. So, yeah, eventually we will stop losing the physical attraction for you, but everything else is supposed to take over for that. This is a realization that most people will run into through the course of their relationship, and you just have to be mature and mentally strong for that phase of your life. On to the next one.
Why does your man become mean to you? Because you ain't mean enough to him.
What the hell?
Sprinkle, sprinkle. That's why, ma'am. Think about it. You say, that's why I'm mean sometimes. Exactly. Can't be too nice to these dudes. Can't be too nice to men because they will take you for granted, take your kindness for weakness, treat you like a doormat. You got to be mean sometimes. You got to put them in their place.
Yeah, because that's what we do, right?
Or otherwise, you're like, why do they treat me so bad? Why do they treat you so mean? Because you don't treat them mean. That's why. They not afraid, baby. If your man ain't a little bit afraid of you, I don't know why. Okay. I gotta figure that one out. Don't be too nice. Nice women. What? Finish the sentence, y'all. Finish last.
I've never heard that in my life.
See, when you're a little bit mean to them and put them in their place and tell them off, they think you care.
No, we don't. We think you hate us.
It's an emotional response versus a weak, doormat, predictable response, you see. So don't be that, man. A lot of y'all are just too nice, and that's what's your problem.
Okay, so we have this lady here saying that we like mean women. I have no idea where she got the idea that men like mean women. Where in any situation has a man ever said, I want my wife to be more of a bitch? Never. Women give each other the worst advice. It shows that they don't know anything about men. Her audience member asked, why do men become so mean to women? What type of question is that? Let's reverse it. Let's see how dumb it sounds. Why do women become mean to men? And then I reply, because you're not mean enough to her, brother. Bro, doesn't that sound dumb as hell? Reason your man is mean to you is because a lot of you women like bad boys. Then complain when the bad boy does bad things. If you didn't find nice guys to be corny, you wouldn't run into these situations. You'd actually get to see what a healthy relationship looks like. Till then, I guess all men are mean. What a joke. Let's take a look at the comment section. Okay, let's take a look at the first post. They hate themselves and they hate you if you love them. Whoa, like, what are you talking about? That's what I'm saying. These women interact with the baddest of men. They like bad dudes because apparently we hate ourselves and we hate them if they love us. So we're just bad people. Okay. I think they love the baddest guys, the baddest boys. You know what I mean? Seriously. Be mean always. Bad advice. And she's right. I was called abusive for standing up for myself. Laughs. As long as I ain't delusional, I'll be that. Well, if somebody called you abusive, I'm pretty sure it's because you're abusive. Okay? You're saying that you're standing up for yourself. I don't know what that means. That could mean anything. Words cannot describe what this woman means to me. What the actual? You see? I have to say this to the women that see women like this talking about men and giving advice like this, and you eat it all up. Have to be the slowest people on the face of earth, because how is this advice sound to you? How is this knowledge to you? It's, to me, it's just hate and bad advice. Imagine, for instance, imagine your pastor gave you advice like that. Wouldn't you be like, huh? Why is he so, what's wrong with the pastor? The pastor's supposed to be giving me good advice, giving me a brighter outlook. But he's telling me all men are mean and should try to avoid men? Wouldn't that sound like a weird thing to say for a pastor? If the advice you're getting doesn't sound like something your pastor would say, maybe your brother or father or somebody that you really respect, don't take the advice. It's just going to lead you down the wrong path. All right? On to the next.
Manifest my own destiny. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll, the perfect recipe. May they remember me, my words will live on. I'm guided by an energy, a flame, hold it close to you. Check out my melodies. Is it the media that's been leading you? I'll show you a thing. Misdirection, what's the message? They don't want you to win.